Hi, this is Leigh Ambergy. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mentor, Ohio, and thank you for joining me today. And today what I want to share with you is this card, and the products I'm using are from the new mini catalog coming out January 4th, and it is a bundle, and it's Amazing Silhouettes, and this is the stamp set, and this is the dies that go with it. I can't show you the page in the mini catalog that would show this. Per Stampin' Up! Policy, I am not allowed to show you anything inside the new mini catalog, but this is the front cover of the new mini that will be coming out. And I'm also using a celebration item on here that you can receive free with a qualifying purchase, and that's the Simply Marvelous Designer Series paper, and that's this paper here, and that it can be yours free with a $50 purchase before tax and shipping. So let's go ahead and get started with this card. And the card base is 5.5 by 8.5 Whisper White, and I'm just going to fold that in the center and get a nice crease with my bone folder. And next we have a piece of basic black cardstock, and it's 3 3/4 by 5, and you can see that the inside of it has been cut out, and that is because I used the shadow. This die set has the words "You are amazing," "Thank you," and it's also the thin lettering, and then the shadow with it, so you can use it with the shadow or just thin by itself. But I am covering up this piece of basic black cardstock with my Designer Series paper, and instead of pulling out a scrap of basic black, I knew I would be covering it up, so I just put my dies here, ran it through my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, and I have my shadow dies, and also saved myself from cutting or using a scrap piece of basic black. And this is the Designer Series paper, like I said, from Celebration. That is the Simply Marvelous. It's a marble design paper. It's really pretty, and that will be layered on top. And the stamping from this is the butterfly image. So I've already got that on my clear block. I already have my pieces of basic white cut, and these are each at 1.5 inches by 2 1/4. And I'm stamping with crushed curry, soft succulent, and Highland heather. And we're just going to ink up our stamp. It's a shadow stamp, and it doesn't matter if some of this is off. It gives it that oops, I only want to stamp it once in that color. It gives it that resist look. So I get my Simply Chamois, clean that stamp off. I'm going to come in with my soft succulent and do the same exact thing. Ink up my butterfly. Clean my stamp. Make sure it's clean. Close up my ink pad so I don't use the wrong ink. And then get out my Highland Heather. Okay, I have my stamping is complete. next what I need to do is get my, I keep covering up the card. I need to get my thank you letters, and that is also going to be cut from Highland Heather. And I am going to pull out my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And as long as you have dies or embossing folder that is not larger than the base on this, which is for 3 3/4 inches, you'll be just fine. So let me get my plates, my strip of paper, actually my strip of cardstock, line this up, and run it through. I would use my brush. I might take your pick tool, but I keep that over by my larger Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Okay, there we go. And you'll see that this card says thank you, and the die cuts out thanks, so that you can just use that separate if you want. You don't have to do thank you, but I'm going to show you how we can take care of that. So let me get my shadow dies, shadow words that I cut out, and I'm going to use my liquid adhesive. Maybe. There we go. Get that started. I fold over my work grid so that I don't stick something in that. And we're going to put adhesive on the back of here. And I don't do, I don't completely cover this. I look for the larger areas of my cardstock that have been cut out, and that's where I put this. Now I want to make sure that I don't get any adhesive on this S. Okay, good, because I don't want the S. So I'm going to pick this up, maybe get this on here. And the one thing about using the liquid adhesive is that it gives you some wiggle room so that you can get everything in place just the way you want it. And then what I'm going to do now is get my snips. Cut off my S. And then leave just a little bit to still give it the shadow effect. Just a little bit of the basic black cardstock showing. And then we're going to do the same thing with the U. We don't have to cut anything off because we want that entire word. And again, I'm going to use my tweezers. It's much easier for me to pick that up and work with. Okay, so our letters are done. And one good thing about Tombow, if you do have some glue that oozes out, it dries clear. So now we are going to put our Designer Series paper onto our basic black, and we're just going to assemble our card. Now I'm going to take my butterflies that I stamped. And I always like to do what I call a test run, a dry run, to lay all my pieces parts down to see exactly where I want them and how they work. So I kind of like that. So that's what we're going to go with. Put my adhesive down on the back. And I want the one in the middle to be on the top. Okay, then I'm going to, again, kind of do a dry run to place where I want my thank you. So like that at the bottom. Do I want this over? All right, so I'm going to start with my bottom. And I'm just going to use my adhesive. You can use, you can also use the multi-purpose, but I'm just using my tape runner. Like that. Then I thought I would finish up the card with some pastel pearls. It's going to blend in nice. My focal point for this, I wanted to be the Highland Heather. So I'm just going to take my paper piercer. Well, even maybe the gorgeous grape. Yeah, I'll stick with the Highland Heather. Well, no. Do I want the gorgeous grape? Let's try the gorgeous grape. Let's go with the gorgeous grape. We'll see what that looks like. Put one here. Put one down here. Do I want it up at the top? Such decisions. If you watched any of my videos before, you know I just antagonize over my embellishments. You know what? I'm going to put it there. So that's it. And again, I've used the Amazing Silhouettes stamp set and the Amazing Thanks dies and shadow dies. And again, this is in the new mini coming out January 4th. And again, the celebration item, the Simply Marvelous Designer Series paper. It's 6x6, and that is free with a $50 purchase. So I hope you have enjoyed today's project. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Bye.